supposed to mean? What is it?
This is a dab-free zone on the Blasted or Sashes show on Friday night, so no more dabbing in the off-air.
What does it all mean?
It's dabbing. It's a new hip thing that youngsters like to do. I'm in not my normal spot, so I'm out here with the dabsters out here. They're all dabbing everywhere. So this is Blasted or Sash at Friday nights, 7 p.m. Pacific, with your host Huey, and of course the normal panel members. We'll start with Paul with your quote.
My quote is from a movie from 1994, and the character says, "I like these calm little moments before the storm. It reminds me of Beethoven. Can you hear it? It's like when you put your head to the grass and you can hear the growing and you can hear the insects. Do you like Beethoven?"
God, from 94, that's the year I graduated high school. I should know that.
Me too.
I probably will as soon as you say the name of it. No, I don't know.
I don't know.
And it doesn't look like anybody in the chat is guessing. It would be Leon the Professional.
Oh my God, that's such an awesome movie too.
Oh wow.
As Stansfield, Gary Oldman's awesome character.
There is Mr. Bruce Zayas in the chat. Unfortunately, I was going to hang out with him this weekend, but he can't make it to the con. But moving on to Spectacular Spider Grandpa.
All right. Let's check the chat, shall we?
Check that you check
Alex,
that chat.
I'm checking it without dipping or dabbing or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Comically Flood's in the house. Alex, the comic hoarder. Bruce Zayas, like you just said. Black Pole's in the house. Wolf and Fox, 77. Tats Comics. Mark. Cat. And that's it. Jason Smith, as always.
Dude, he's like the first one in here. How could you miss him?
Well, I had to scroll up, man. God. You just dap away over there.
Dab.
Don't get any on the fine china back there, all right?
Yeah.
Dallas Maynard.
Oh my goodness, that's my daughter. She's actually in here watching. So no more bad talking.
No, okay. My quote is from 1980. First character goes, "Look, water is leaking from her eyes." Second character goes, "It's what they call tears. It's a sign of their weakness."
Blade Runner.
No.
I know this movie. I know it.
What year was it?
1980.
Terminator.
No. Who is this Tristan you speak of?
Tristan, that's her boyfriend.
Oh, boyfriend.
I know it is. I know what it is.
I'm sure you do.
Okay, what is it, Paul?
Flash Gordon.
It is Flash Gordon.
Oh my goodness. Flash. Dallas would be the one I would go see when we go down to Texas to go to that con. So that's my daughter that I would see down there. So
okay.
Trinity, you're up.
My quote is from 2003, and it is a comic book movie. And first character goes, "Hey, that light at the end of the tunnel, guess what? That's not heaven." The other character goes, "I'll kill you. I'll kill you." The other character goes, "That's the C train."
Oh, we've had that quote on here before. It's been a while, though. And that is, I guess it must be okay because nobody remembers what it is. No, I don't know. I might have even done that quote before.
Back to the
Anybody
Future.
in the chat now? It's not Back to the Future. Nobody's guessing. It's the 2003 Daredevil.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, see, JT
just got that.
My quote, I got to pull it up here. In 2 minutes, we want 30 of you dead. If 30 of you are not dead, we will end 60 of your lives ourselves. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a movie that came out, I think, last year. Last year or the year before.
Baywatch.
The Belko Experiment.
It is the Belko Experiment. I do like Baywatch, though. That could have worked, too. So, let's go ahead
the Belko Experiment, but I knew what that was.
Oh, well. See, Catherine figured knew what it was, too. We'll jump right into the comics. We'll start with Paul, as always. What's your first book tonight?
Let's see. Your first book tonight is... Let's do Elsewhere #2. Another great issue. I figured by now, if everybody hasn't read issue 1 and I'm giving something away, that's on you. I wondered if they were going to have DB Cooper figure out who she was and tell her that he was from 30 years in her future. This one seemed like a bit of a setup issue. They had to get away from the bad guy, and I'm interested in one, if they're going to find any more mystery figures that have disappeared over the years, and if they're ever going to explain how DB Cooper was there before she was, yet he's 30 years from the future. But I mean, I'm along for the ride. I want to find out what's going to happen. This is a big old sash for me.
And I'm the only one that read that this week. Other one that read that. Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one. The first one had that cool, like, holy crap moment at the end. I mean, this has kind of as a cliffhanger as well. But it's not, I said, not as good as that first issue, but it is interesting it is setting up the story. Like you said, they find out how everybody got out. That one person betrayed the leader of the bad guys who let him out. Now, a question for you, Paul. Who else do you think they could throw in here? I'm in, yes. A pilot-wise or aviation-wise, they could throw into this book that would fit. You think anybody else?
I don't know if it, not pilot or aviation-wise, but wasn't there one of the Rockefeller guys that was eaten by cannibals on Borneo or something?
I don't know.
I think it was one of the Rockefellers.
What about that kid that had dude had a kid stole or kidnapped or something?
Oh, Charles Lindbergh.
Yeah. The Lindbergh baby.
Yep.
I'm sure
unless that was the kid raised in Arizona.
No, unpainted hep fines.
How am I in an Asian kid's room when I ain't got nothing on the walls? Nothing.
Asian kid. Where can you get Asian kid?
Yeah, I need an explanation.
I must not have my chat. Oh, there it is. Partly covered up. I couldn't see the Asian kid part. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else. It'd be like an aviation wise that would fit into here. But it would be cool to see other people throughout history. I mean, not necessarily. They could bump it into, boats and everything, Bermuda Triangle kind of stuff too, So they could have other people that
they could have Tom Cruise from Top Gun up in that motherfucker.
Oh, dude, nothing like Maverick.
Oh,
is this going to be pre or post Goose death?
This will be right in the middle.
Need for Speed. So yeah, it's a stash for me though, and I'll pick up issue 3 and see where it's going after that. Hopefully it'll pick up a little bit more, but it's a stash for me. Mike, what's your first book?
Before we do that, a bunch of people have jumped in here. We got Jockyo, Aim High Comics is in here, JT's in here, Alex the Comic Quarter, but I'll say Alex the Comic Quarter again because I love that man. And that is the SS Comic Reader. So let's do my first book, one that y'all haven't read. I know Paul read the Venomverse. So let's do Venomverse War Stories. Right there. Awesome fucking cover. So this book opens up with Venomized Doctor Strange and a Venomized Captain America talking about losing a battle against something called poisons. I made the mistake of reading this book first. I didn't know what the fuck poisons were. and how they needed more recruits from across the multiverse. And then it basically goes into short stories showcasing more Venomized heroes. The first one we get is about a chick in a wheelchair who gets the symbiote attached to her during a battle with Rhino and Black Panther. Rhino kills the Black Panther, and this chick in the wheelchair actually. What's so funny? Asian room.
Yeah, this is.
Shut, man.
They're messing with Paul some more about his Asian kid room.
But anyway, yeah. So Rhino kills Black Panther, and this chick who's now, that used to be in a wheelchair could walk now. She actually becomes a new Black Panther, which is pretty cool. The second story is a Venomized Punisher taking on the Kingpin. The third story is a Venomized Rocket Raccoon taking on Carol Danvers, who is not Captain Marvel in this book, but she is actually Captain America. And the fourth one, we get a Venomized Doctor Doom story. I think this book was really fun, seeing all these Venomized characters. I'm pro Venom, so I love Venom. So yeah, this is stash for me. Plus this awesome freaking cover right here.
Jeremy?
My first book will be Kingsman, the Red Diamond #1. We'll go ahead and talk about that. I don't think anybody else read it, did they?
No.
Paul did.
Did you read it, Paul?
Yes,
This is my co-pick of the week, man. This was pretty great. I had never even read a Kingsman book before, but I liked the movie, so I thought I'd give it a shot. But yeah, I'm not going to ruin anything that happened in it, but it was pretty much action from the word go. It's all Kingsman style action. That's just how Paul might want to spoil a little more than that, but yeah, this book was great, and I'll definitely read issue #2.
Now, did it have the main characters from the movie as well, or did new characters?
It had Eggsy in it. It was him, and it was it was pretty much the same people.
Okay. Paul?
Yeah, I mean it's definitely, it continues the same vein as the original series, and the movie, it's pretty dang good. But I don't know, is it just me, or are we getting a complete and utter fucking glut of British spy comics lately? I mean, it's like there's a ton of them out there, but this is pretty good, so I'm gonna keep reading it.
Do you think is it happen between like the first and second movie, or is it kind of like a tie-in to get people hyped up for the new movie, or what do you think with that?
I think it's probably trying to get people hyped for the new movie.
When it was called The Red Diamond, I was confused because I thought it was about sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Yeah, it wasn't about the Red Diamond sweet tea. So
that's my porn name, Sweet Tea.
Lord have mercy.
Okay.
But
go ahead.
There was one part in particular that I really liked, where they were about to kill this dude, and they was like talking about the Terminator movies. This one guy was talking about sci-fi all the time. He was talking about who directed the Terminator movies, and he's like, except that crap one. And they was trying to figure out Brett Ratner directed the third one. And it was like, no, that wasn't Brett Ratner. The big hulking guy that had like smushing this guy's head. Stop, turns around, and goes, that was McG. And it was like, yeah, McG directed that crap fest.
Now,
is it still written by Mark Millar?
No. That was why I was kind of unsure about it at the beginning.
Okay, so Jackie just said it too. It's the first Millar world title not written by Millar. So, okay, and I guess I'll go on to my first book. It's a book nobody else read this week, and Star Wars Adventures #1. So this takes place before the latest Star Wars. What was it? It wasn't. What was it called? The last Star Wars one with Rey.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. So I think it takes place before the Force Awakens. She's still on the planet, still scrounging for parts and bringing it in for food. And it gives enough backstory. It's like if you didn't see the Force Awakens, you still could jump into this book and understand what's going on. It's a little more of her on this planet and her life, her adventures prior to The Force Awakens. This kind of made me a lot. Of course, it's called Star Wars Adventures. Anybody who's read like the TMNT Adventures back from the 90s, the Archie comics of the Turtles, kind of reminds me a lot of that. It's a cartoony more style, more of like a kids focused kind of book. But it was still a good read. It had a couple stories in there. It's a stash, but I don't know if I pick up any more. And the story itself was fine, but I'm starting to dig some of the other Star Wars books, but that was good though.
So Alex the Comic Quarter said, I didn't read the Adventures book, but I loved Darth Vader and Captain Phasma. They were awesome. So when I was in my LCS, I went to go pick up a Captain Phasma book, and the Darth Vader number 5s were right next to it, and I mistakenly grabbed this Darth Vader number 5. So I got to find myself a Captain Phasma. That's my little story. I just wanted to share that with you. So I was in a rush. I was on my lunch break, and I felt rushed.
Well, see, comically flawed there, so you can always tell when you cross from the south to the north when you can't find sweet tea and stop seeing Cracker Barrel. Now, see, I live in Oregon, and I call it sweet tea. And I think maybe that's because my family was from Texas and stuff like that, so maybe that's why.
You know what? Cracker Barrel is a nasty fucking restaurant.
Come on now, man.
These fucking, I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
I can't stand Cracker Barrel.
Paul, what's your next book?
Well, let's do the main one. Let's do Venomverse. Really,
I'm gonna take this off.
really great art. Fucking dumb story. You never cease to let me down, Marvel. I love Venom, but I can see it now. Some Marvel executives sitting there going, "Oh, we sold a lot of those Venom books. What if we did a comic with 50 Venoms?" I love my job, and then he goes back to starting blow off Hooker's ass. I mean, it's blast this piece of shit. Fuck Marvel.
Bam! Go on, Mike.
I love it. Where do we go from here? Starts with Eddie Brock taking on Jack-O-Lantern, and he fucking defeats Jack-O-Lantern and gets sucked away to the Venomverse, like you saw in all of the Edge of the Venomverse books. Eddie Brock meets the Resistance to get these poisons. Poisons are just like Venom. They fucking attach to people and they turn them bad. They attach to Spider-Man in this book, so it's going to be Eddie Brock Spider-Man, or Eddie Brock Venom versus Poison Spider-Man. I don't know what's going on, but it's Venom and I love it. Another badass cover right there. Yeah, stash this. I'm sorry.
Paul, your rebuttal.
If it was just Venom, it'd be good. I don't need Captain America Venom.
I totally agree. They're oversaturating all these fucking Venoms, but I'm along for the ride.
Although, let it be said, Rocket Raccoon Venom is cool.
There weren't enough good of the ones leading up to that for me to purchase number 1, so I passed on it. What's that?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying even little old man Logan couldn't do it for me.
Little man Logan.
Little man Logan couldn't get it for me.
That's the episode that I wasn't on.
That's some pretty cool art. I love the art, but
the art was fantastic.
Yeah, that's Spider-Man right there, all poisoned up, right?
He's kind of bulky. Spider-Man's usually pretty lean.
He looks. Man. The Spider-Man poison one looks a lot better than the Hulk poison one. I was just like,
oh yeah, that. Where is it? Hold on. They got Poison Dr. Octopus in here. That's Poison Dr. Octopus. Right there. And then we got...
That's Poison Puss?
Poison Hulk. right here, which looks pretty fucking stupid.
Wolf and Fox wants to know who the artist is on that book,
Give me 2 seconds here.
and who's Brad's wife, and why do we keep talking about her?
Is she hot?
I don't know. She just there's a cat was talking about her, and Aim High was talking about her, and maybe it's something personal. Who knows?
The artist is, I'm probably going to butcher this name, Iban, Iban Coelho, Coello. And the writer is Colin Bunn. Now
There was no poison teriyaki missed.
Where's the poison teriyaki? That was so last year.
Trinity, what about you? What's your next book? Since he just got done reviewing that one, I'll jump onto you.
All right, I'll go ahead and pick the one that everybody was searching for this week because it had a little pink scrawl on the bottom of it. But, you know, the guy that doesn't have an LCS could not find one. Anyway, Walking Dead 171. I hadn't been reading Walking Dead, but with this new character coming out, I decided to hop on the train and start reading this new story. And I actually liked it. I don't know whether we should trust this chick or not, Princess. I mean, everybody knows who she. That's not a spoiler or anything because she's on the cover. But her little pink jacket, you can't see that, Mike. There you go.
What?
Yeah, her little pink jacket and everything. You don't know if you should trust her or not. But she runs up on Michonne and them like they was talking about some backstory stuff that I have no idea what was going on. But yeah, this is stashing me out. I'll keep reading Walking Dead.
You talk about the backstory between Eugene and
what's his name? Sadiq?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know who that dude was. I was like, get him, Eugene.
Yeah, so this is the first appearance of Princess. I think it's been well known for quite some time now that there's a new character coming in. The last issue, Michonne and her group ended up going into town, which was a totally new environment, or at least environment they haven't been in quite some time. So it was kind of cool to see him move into civilized world, or so to speak, buildings and such versus mountains and outdoors. There's nobody in this town to yell hello. Here she is. She pops out. She's carrying like an M60, I think, or something like that. And what I really like about her, like you said, you don't know if you can trust her yet. She's kind of flip floppy. She don't know. She is a badass. She ends up taking out a whole bunch of walkers with the machine gun, and then she starts joking around again. I think it's cool to have another character that's actually joking around again because they haven't had that kind of personality in this book for quite some time to kind of lighten the mood, and I think it's going to be a cool dynamic now that's going to be in these issues. Now, like I said, that one with the pink signature on the bottom of it, that had 7 extra pages that were not in this regular book, and it is kind of it didn't have a whole lot of more information. It had a little more information on the Princess here. When you see her, she goes in the building. She says, "I'll go get my stuff. I'll be right back out." She comes back out just carrying a spear, talking about how cool it is and how, it's a good defensive weapon, blah, blah, blah. A little bit of story from Rick, and I forgot who he's, some kid who's helping you teach how to plant stuff. So not a whole lot more onto the story, nothing that you're truly missing. But it's just actually it's cool.
I think that's stupid to do though, like to add to that, have like kind of like a chase variant that actually has extra story in it. I mean, because not everybody's going to be able to get that, and pretty much everybody knows that most shops are going to put them online for $70 and $100 right off the bat.
Yeah, but they're thinking that those pages are going to be found in the next issue too, though. So I don't think people are going to be missing out too much.
Okay, that's what I was just going to say. If they put the pages out later on, then that'd be cool.
Yeah.
What writing is in pink? I mean, what's in pink on it?
Well, it's a different cover.
At the
it's
bottom.
cover B.
Cover, yeah.
Okay.
They had a blue signature and a pink signature at the bottom right-hand corner.
Okay.
I grabbed 2 of the cover B yesterday at my LCS. One was pink, one was blue, so I was able to go and get a both at cover price, which I was pretty happy with. But yeah, so yeah, that's the one that's going for $75 to $100 right now on eBay.
Jesus
because it has
Christ.
that extra little pink signature on the bottom of it. But it's a stash for me. Walking Dead's been a stash for quite some time. It's always a book I look forward to every month to reading. So jump back to Paul. Actually, I guess it's my turn, or what? You go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You don't even know, do you?
I don't even know because I just talked so long at that one. This is probably my stinker of the week, and that is Bombshells United #1.
Thank you.
I love the cover. I like Terry Dodson art. This is pretty cool cover, bombshell cover, but the story itself just seems. Now I don't know much about the Bombshells. I know they've been around for they come out New 52, I think. Now in this world, are there no superhero men at all?
Probably not.
But it was very female-driven story. We do find out that the bad guy at the end, it's kind of a twist. I was falling asleep reading this book, unfortunately, and I just didn't like it at all. I'll give an A+ to Dodson cover, but the story, it's a blast for me. Who else read this? Mike, you read that one.
Yeah. Before we move along, I want everyone to just go sub up Wolf and Fox, man. He's got a great channel, and if you ain't subbed to him, go sub him up. Shows some great books and all that jazz. So throw some subs his way. And Bombshells United #1. I got about a quarter of the way through. I was like, fuck this book. I didn't even make it to the end. The art is horrible. The story's boring, but like you said, the cover shines right there, Terry Dodson. And speaking of covers, how about that Champions #12, Venomized Ultron? Huh?
That's ugly.
You know what? How about Venomized Itsy Bitsy?
I liked the Venomized Magneto.
I got that somewhere. I don't know where it's at.
Let's check the chat.
Here we go. Venomized Magneto.
Yeah, I like that. That's Matina too, ain't it?
I think so. And then the Venomized Omega Red's pretty cool too.
That's pretty cool.
Wolfen thanked you for the shout out he missed last week when all three of the four of us shouted him out. I think.
Who's the one who didn't?
I think
that's
Jeremy.
No excuse.
I don't think Jeremy had subbed to him yet. You better be subbed to him now.
What?
Son of a bitch. Hey, Mike, there's that cover B for Walking Dead. And she has that little pink signature right there.
Does that mean you're pregnant?
It does.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm having a baby elephant. His trunks are sticking out. You can give it a pull if you want.
Absolutely. Why do you think we're going to Dallas?
Okay. So where were you? Did you give a review of? I had to run and grab those real quick. Did you give a review of Bombshells?
I did. It fuck DC. How about that?
Oh wow, he went there. Okay, so now we'll go to Paul. What's your next book, Paul?
Well, since you guys just did your turd of the week, let's go to the pick of the week. Made Men. Holy fuck balls! Is this the pick of the week?
Yeah.
I was looking forward to this since I saw the solicit for it, and it delivered in spades. I loved everything about this book. The story, the art, everything clicked. I knew it was going to be my kind of book when, like, on the third page, a mine goes off and blows off a bunch of people, and the chick says, the bomb went off and it was raining. It was raining my friends. I was like, I'm there. I'm in. So it's just a really great book about Frankenstein in modern times.
Which cover did you get?
I got the standard one.
I didn't even see the standard one. I got cover B. I didn't remember ordering the book. All of a sudden, as I pulled this, I'm like, oh, what's this? So, but Yep, I ended up getting it too. I read it. Little more story. She's a police officer. She gets trapped. Her and her team get trapped in this almost like an apartment complex where down in the middle, everybody's at elevated positions. They're getting all blasted and killed, and she gets all shot up and blasted. I thought of RoboCop kind of at that part where she's getting all shot to hell. And then she wakes up. She gets her whole team and pulling them in a van, trying to think, I can take them to the hospital and they'll take care of them. Then she has the realization that they're dead. They're absolutely dead. There's nothing that the hospital's going to be able to do for them. And then she remembers, or she decides to make that connection that she's a Frankenstein and she can do Frankenstein-y things, I guess, to get her team back together. That's where it kind of threw me for a loop right there. It's like, okay, you've been a police officer, I guess, for your whole career, and all of a sudden you could be a Frankenstein and do all this stuff. That kind of jumped the shark a little bit for me. But other than that, it was a great book. I thought it was really cool. The team at the end was kind of cool, although I'm kind of confused with the guy. I don't want to give him away. He's on the right-hand side at that last panel. I'm like, what the hell's going on there?
Well, I think his head was obliterated when
it probably was, but it just seemed a little weird to make put that on there. But it definitely, I think it was my pick of the week as well. So,
and the thing you were saying about she just realizes she's very. What I got from the backstory, I don't know if it was in the solicit or where it said it, but they said that it wasn't that she didn't know; it was that she wanted nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, but to me, it's like if she wanted nothing to do with it, how would she know how to do all that stuff? That's where I tell about where it felt like she kind of jumped the shark a little bit,
Yeah.
Maybe it was in her blood, and all of a sudden this kind of, because she was a Frankenstein, she was able to jump in there and do that stuff without, much practice, so to speak. So, trying to look at the chat there real quick. See anything else about that? I don't think so. That was my pick of the week, though. It was a good book.
I read it.
You read that one too? Yes. Okay, Jeremy. You tell us what you thought of Made Men, even though it's about a woman.
It was a blast.
What?
It was a blast.
What?
I didn't like it. Yeah. I didn't like it. It just wasn't my cup of tea. Just like you said, it's all of a sudden she was a Frankenstein, could do all this stuff, and I don't know. I just didn't like it.
It wasn't your sweet tea?
It wasn't like turn of the week material. It wasn't like it was that bad. It's just it wasn't my style,
Yeah.
It wasn't Bombshells.
No, I didn't read Bombshells, but just from what you said, it wasn't that bad. No, it just wasn't my thing.
Do more for free, selling books for her. You hear my cat in the background?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she has to come in and announce to everybody she's in the house now. She does that crap at 3:00 in the morning too.
That's what BB guns are good for.
That I usually keep a pillow right by where I'm sleeping. I just chuck it over where I hear the meowing, and then she'll stop. Hey, no, get the cat out of here. Mike, what's your next book?
Well, let's do Iron Man Generations. So we start off, Riri's armor goes offline and she crash lands on a rooftop in Chicago, but it's a Chicago
Rhodey?
She doesn't. What? Rhodey?
You said she crash lands. Yeah, Civil War.
Oh. No, not Rhodey. Riri.
Yeah.
That's his little sister from the South. This is a Chicago she doesn't recognize. A bunch of Avengers show up. Avengers she don't recognize either, and they know her name, but she don't know them. She has a panic attack and passes out. Wakes up and is in the workshop of 126-year-old Tony Stark, who is now the Sorcerer Supreme. And I'm going to stop the review right there. I did because I don't want to spoil it for you. I thought this book, like Paul said in the chat, in our chat, this book is weird, but it's fun and it's good stuff. So this was a stash for me.
And Paul, you read that one too. Your second Marvel book for the week, I think.
Yep. It was a pretty good issue. It was not as good as the last couple Generations ones, but It's definitely worth getting. Really weird. Really weird. But it was an interesting read with good art, and I don't want to give too much away either, but it was Sorcerer Supreme.
Tony Stark, 126 years old.
That's it.
Correct. Tony
It
Stank.
was kind of cool when she realized he was a real person and not an AI, and she's like, "Can I give you a hug?" And then she's also, because he's 126 years old, she's like, "You're not gonna like burst
Turn
into
to dust." Yeah. So, well, hold on. Wolf and Fox 77 said Dastardly, Muttley, and whatever the hell that name is, Dastardly and Muttley is a strange comic for sure. What'd you guys think of it? I haven't read it yet. I know Paul hasn't read it. Blast or stash? Let us know. Dastardly and Muttley.
Jeremy, what's your next book?
My last book is my pick of the week, and it's Daredevil 26. I have not been reading Daredevil, but the cover of this book intrigued me, and I love the TV show, so I was like, and I heard somebody say, I don't know who it was, said that the comic is if you like the TV show, that you'll like the comics. So I decided, I'll jump on, so I grabbed it. And I like how at the beginning of it, they gave this backstory on this guy, I can't remember his name, Blind Spot.
Yeah.
But they talk about Blind Spot and like his relationship to Matt Murdock, Daredevil. And then they tell about how he's gone. And like now, the Daredevil's going over to Chinatown and getting the somebody, because people keep leaving these like requests for Blind Spot to like take up their cases or whatever. And he goes and gets them and takes them back to this Blind Spot's sister, and she reads them for him. But there's one that's addressed to Daredevil, and it's because they're in Chinese, and so it's a request that he just has to take a leave of absence from his job and everything. He goes over to Japan to try to find out. It's a message from Blind Spot apparently, and like Foggy even tells him, I was like, this could be a trap. You don't even know. And he's like, yeah, but I don't know. He said, but it's Blind Spot. I gotta go. So he goes over there and goes out into the forest as Daredevil, and yeah, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but the Hand is involved, and it was a really cool. There's a panel where Daredevil, he gets snuck up on, and like the ninjas are like throwing stars at him, and he jumps in the air and has to like twirl and miss the throwing stars. It's a great book, man. It's my pick of the week. I loved it.
Yeah, just watched that movie the other day, Paul. My next book is, which I am shocked, and I said it in the off air, and I'll say it here too. We have fires in Oregon and Montana and California. We had a hurricane in Texas, a hurricane coming through Florida, earthquake off of Mexico, and Trinity did not read a DC book this week. All hell is breaking loose. Batman number 30. This is the War of Jokes and Riddles, the interlude. In this book here, Batman's taking out all of, I think it's Joker's guys, except for Kite Man. Kite Man's getting his ass beat every single time, it seems like. What are you doing, Jeremy? Covering your ears?
I'm muting it.
Oh, muting it. And so they're finally at a point where Kite Man's like the only man left, and Batman's beating the crap out of him. He's like, stay down. He's trying to keep him to stay down. Joker's here. Yeah, he's doing his big old speech up on this stage. And turn the page, there's only Kite Man sitting in the audience there. It wasn't nearly as full of action as some of the other books, but it did give some good backstory on what Batman's trying to do to solve this whole jokes and riddle war. So it's a stash for me. I'm hoping that this is probably going to wrap up pretty soon, though. But so who else read this one? Mike, you read Batman number 30?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so ready for the war of jokes and riddles to be over and just move on. I just didn't like the story. I like the what was it? The last Batman book where they were sitting down for dinner, and that's the only one I really liked. But like I said, I'm ready for it to be over. This was a blast for me.
Paul, you got more books? You think you have a little more book, looks like.
All right, 2 more. But I'll just do them both briefly because I think I'm the only one that read both of them. Black Sable, which is a future pirate. Sorry, the art was good, but the story was pretty formulaic. Didn't really do much for me. I love pirate stories, but this one kind of sucked. So it's a blast. The other one was Lazaretto, which had a really promising story, but the art just kind of turned me off. It's kind of like this sketchy manga style, and with the story, it just didn't work for me. The art wasn't bad; it just didn't fit the story, which kind of sucks because it sounded like a really good book. But
good premise.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of they described it as like a captive Lord of the Flies thing. It's basically they're on this college campus and they some virus gets out that's killing people, and some people start getting it, and they're in there. They say, let's hide in our dorm, and they basically seal the dorm shut.
Okay, jumping on Mike, do you have any last books?
We could do X-Men Gold, number 11, which is actually my pick of the week so far. So basically, keep it short and sweet. We get Kitty Pryde and Wolverine, Old Man Logan, taking on Omega Red, and it's just badass. Here's a panel right there. Omega Red. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. She actually picks up a machine gun and fucking goes crazy. She's like, choke on this, motherfucker. She doesn't say motherfucker, but they get the free magic. But right there,
she said it in your head, didn't she?
She did. And then I said, you know where I'd like to put that machine gun, baby? And then it just went on from there. But that's actually my pick of the week. So
too bad you're
so
firing
far.
blanks, Mike.
You need fucking help, dude.
You know, after 15 years of working with nothing but men.
You're like a guy who just got out of prison?
In an enclosed space?
Then having to go to a real job where there's actually women around.
What happens in the stub stays in the stub.
I was on a carrier, brother.
Or whatever. Whatever happens in your bunk stays in your bunk. How about that? That
That's
better?
Right.
Okay.
That's right.
Jeremy, how about you? You have any last books?
Nope.
You would like to discuss it?
Nope.
Nope. I only have a couple, but they're actually not from this week. They're from last week. I did pick them up, but I did want to do a quick review on them. Crosswind number 3. Freaking badass book, dude. Love this issue. This is definitely ramped up more from this issue 2. Badass. I was bummed I missed it last week because I really wasn't planning on being a show last week, so I didn't pick up a book. So I didn't budget for them, so I didn't get them. The other one is Shimmy Bastards.
Did you get what? Did you get the joke that I told Paul last week to hand me my saucepan?
Yeah, I got it now. Shimmy Bastards number 3. This wasn't as good as the 1 and 2. It still was good. It had some funny parts in there. The one part I do like when he's talking about the PC when he's like, I hated it in its original incarnation. You see him shooting and his bad guy screaming in between each little sentence he says. He goes, I hate it now when it's invoked the inexcusable. I hate how bloody pompous it sounds. So that was pretty funny. I'm definitely going to be continuing to pick up Jimmy's Bastards, though. It's been a pretty fun book, though. And those are
I mean,
my
and we
books.
are gonna. I agree that it was kind of a little bit less than the first two, but you're gonna run into that here and there, you know.
Yeah, definitely. It still was a good book. I still enjoyed it. It just didn't kick that funny bone in me like the last two did. But yeah, I'm sure Mike did sing in the Navy.
What did I do?
And then he showed him his Tomahawk missile.
So tell me this, Mike. It was in the Navy, and it was a sub in the movie, but was it anything like Periscope Down?
No.
Oh, damn it.
You better watch it now. LJ's in the chat.
How well?
Oh,
I'm in trouble.
Wait,
Well,
We need a man with a tattoo on his dick. Have I got the right man? Unfortunately, you do.
when we were
Okay, so good.
when we speaking about missiles and all that, just brought up a memory of mine when we were in Desert Fox. They loaded the hangar bay full of missiles and everything to load the jets up with, obviously. And they used to they put out big buckets of markers and shit to let you draw or write on the missiles, like "fuck you, Saddam" and all that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought I'd share that.
wasn't that in Metal Gear? Desert Fox. But there's something to do with that.
They probably have all these mission names we have no clue. Broken Flip Flop. And they may have,
Lord have mercy, where did that one come from?
I'm saying they have mission names we have no clue to what they are. We don't even hear them.
That's the Oregon
Operation Southern
Coast
Mama at
Guard,
Walmart.
Coast Guard mission.
That's the
Broken.
Oregon Coast Guard.
Broken Flip Flop. That's a rescue mission.
Operation Save Huey.
Meadow
Tattoo.
Fox.
Yeah, seeking near minute. Okay, so anybody else have any more comics before we jump into our Kickstarter corner? Is that it?
That's it.
That's it.
Okay, so we're going to jump into the Kickstarter corner, and this week, dang it, keep forgetting to go to me. We've read Levels number 1. It's written by Richard Allen and Greg Little. I think that's how I pronounce it. Art by Carl. I'm going to butcher this name too. Ingracia. Inks and cover by Nathan Allison. Thank you for having a name I could read. And lettering by Tobin. Can you read that one?
Rassicoat.
Rassicoat? Okay. So starting out, they say it's a combination of 28 Days Later meets Die Hard. And I can kind of see that too. Beginning of the story, this is kind of the page right here. Shows this guy Maxwell. He's this bad guy. The woman that's helping him thinks he's just uploading a virus because he's quitting. I think he's upset about the job, but he's not uploading just a virus to wipe out the system. He's uploading a virus that essentially would send out a signal to scrambles people's brain to make them insane, I think. So and then we come to our good guy here, Frankie. He's actually the window washer on this big tall building, and he's outside washing windows, and he hears this noise inside this office, and he ends up breaking the window to get in to save this guy, and he realizes the guy is dead. He's like, well, what the heck? He ends up finding this other girl, his secretary, and she's like, well, hello. We say hello. I can't read their mother. A little piggy has come to play. I don't want to scroll down to the next panel because that's actually a pretty cool panel. There is some humor in here when he's trying to block the secretary out. He ends up shoving a couch up against the door, but the door's open the other way, and he realizes like, oh shit, what did this do? I didn't. It's more likely putting a cone in front of a traffic jam. So, and the part of it, he hallucinates he's a superhero too because somebody had spiked his coffee with LSD before, because he thinks that's what this is. He thinks he's on a trip, but he soon realizes he's not when he gets hit in the head with a heart. I think it's what it is. But it's a pretty good movie or pretty good book. I would add a little more of the Belko experiment too, kind of in there. That's how I kind of feel a little bit of it as well. Good art style. I thought it was decent. Black and white with the splashes of blood throughout. Add a little drama to it. It's definitely a stash for me. Looks like here. See, look at the different pledges they have. At what about $4 you get a digital copy, $6 you get a printed copy. So it's not horrible. Definitely worth a pickup and check out. I think. What do you think of it, Paul?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff that you said was stuff that I had down to say. I really like the how the black and white with the blood spatters on it. The bad guy is a right poxy bastard. And as you know, they said the 28 Days Later meets Die Hard. I also got a definite Cell from Stephen King vibe to it, because it's like what he does to get people's violent centers in their brain firing is like a tone over the speaker system, which is similar to how Cell worked. Mm-hmm. I think it actually works better as a black and white book. And it seems to be a really promising book. I hope we can help get it funded, especially since the writers are Scottish. And remember, if it's not Scottish, it's crap.
Is that the cover right there?
Yes.
That's the cover, yeah, right here.
I would get that tattooed on me.
Lord have mercy.
And I think the I'm not 100% sure, but I think the guy who did the inks did the cover art.
Yeah, see, I have it written down here. Inks and cover was by Nathan Allison. Yeah.
And I know I think like the top level donation, which is like £300 or £250, you can get original artwork from him.
Yep, there it is right there. Yep. Only thing else I could say is, I don't want to show that panel because I thought it was a pretty cool panel, is golf club elevator jaw. And I'll leave it at that. I thought that was kind of a cool panel.
Yeah. There's a reason why that one has the most blood spatter on the page.
Yeah, definitely. But it definitely is a cool book. That looks like they've raised $326 of their goal of $1,629 and 20 days to go on that. So definitely go check that out on Kickstarter. I'll end up putting a link to it in the description down in our in this show here as well, so you guys can easily pop over and take a look at it. So that's it for
1627 is a very reasonable goal. I mean, having looked at a lot of these over time, that's pretty low for a goal. So
yeah,
probably because they're not doing color.
Yeah, I think the black and white fits it better. Definitely. I don't know if I call it another zombie story. It kind of has that vibe to it, but it's more of a. What would you say, Paul?
Well, I mean, I definitely think that's why I think they used 28 Days Later, because it was like a virus or something in 28 days. They're not dead people. They've just what he puts into the system that sends out the tone triggers the violent centers in the brain. So basically, people lose control of their impulse. They have no impulse control and get violent.
Yeah, and at the end too, I'm not going to give anything away, but this is just the first part of a bigger part of this story too. That's what they're kind of explaining, saying, "Hey, this is only phase one," and so they're looking to go bigger. We don't necessarily know what that is yet, but yeah. So with that, that's all the Kickstarter we have this week. Next week we will have Lady of Wrath. We'll be take a look at that and reviewing that.
My wife's in a comic.
Maybe.
Holy crap.
So we'll go ahead and close the comic book section and we'll move into.
Shut your bungo mouth!
Yeah, shut your fungal mouth, Mike. Go ahead.
All right, so first off, all you Spider-Ham fans, we're getting a Walgreens exclusive Dorb. I'm going to try to grab that one, add it to my Trinitys comic Spider-Man collection. There's been pictures surfacing of a red outfit, Hot Topic exclusive Mara. I know the one you guys are finding, she's wearing her green stuff, but there's a red one out there too. I don't know if it's fake or not, so if anybody sees a red Red Mara. Let me know. In November, we're getting a bunch of sci-fi Dorbs. Some of them I actually want because they're xenomorph, alien related. We're getting an alien with a bloody chase, a face hugger. It's kind of like the Aurum pop from Alien, whatever the last Alien movie, whatever that was called. But that's going to be a Toys R Us exclusive. We're getting a Predator Dorb, a Clear Predator, which is also a Toys R Us exclusive. Tron with Chase, and Dave, you might be interested in this one. Rocketeer Dorb.
Oh, cool.
With
a Dorb though. I'd rather have a Rocketeer Funko.
So would I, but it looks amazing from what I saw. That's going to have a chase. It's going to be a black and white version, and Spock with a mirrored universe Spock as its chase. All right, moving on to December specialty series. Thank you to my Oracle for pointing this one out to me. We're getting Tigra from Thundercats, which I already pre-ordered, and an Orko from Masters of the Universe. That's going to be a Dorb, though. I have yet to pre-order that, so I haven't seen no links for it. In the fall, from the movie Elf, we're getting... I don't even know how to say his name. What's his name in Elf?
Buddy?
Joe?
Buddy
the Elf?
No, okay, maybe that's not him. What's the...
What?
Julie? Is there a Julie?
I think that's a girl he likes, I think.
Okay, that's going to be a pop. Sorry, I can't even read my own writing. We're getting Papa Elf, Julie, the Narwhal, which is going to be a Toys R Us exclusive.
I can't pronounce his name. What's his name? It's Buddy.
You know what? I quit. Take me off the show. No, Buddy Elf with a chase and lunchbox exclusive Buddy Elf with snowballs.
What about your snowballs?
Lunchbox Batman?
You like the snowball?
No, you're talking about your snowballs.
Oh, you got me excited again. I'm talking about Buddy snowballs.
Fun fact about snow. Some people pee their name in snow. Chuck Norris pees his name in concrete.
Krampus pops are coming, for those of you who don't know. And Grandpa loves me some Krampus. In fact, a couple years ago, a little short story, I was at the mall and had a T-shirt made with a big demon head on it. And it says Merry Krampus. And I wear that every holiday, and I get the look. Trust me, the looks I get. So we're getting what?
Good. No. I was saying I looked up the Rocketeer Funko Pop. They do have one, but he's going like $65.
Yeah, that one's vaulted.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So Krampus, we're getting just a normal Krampus pop. We're getting We're getting all like a rainbow variety colors here. We're getting a red Krampus. He's going to be a chase. We're getting a flocked Krampus. He's going to be a Hot Topic exclusive, and a white Krampus. He's going to be a Hot Topic chase, and an FYE snow-covered Krampus, which is pretty cool. Whew. New York City Comic-Con, Rogue One pops. Look for them. The rumor is October 5th on their release. K2SO, which is the best character out of Rogue One, in my opinion. Death Star Droid, the white Death Star Droid. Saw Gerrera with hair. Jyn Erso in disguise. We're finally getting the Bounty Hunter Dengar. And we're getting Boba Fett with Slave One. If you don't know what Slave One is, that's the little vehicle he drives. More New York City Comic-Con, Land of the Lost. We're getting a Slee Stack and an Enoch. We're getting Dwight from The Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah.
From Westworld, we're getting Dolores. From Troll Hunters, we're getting Arg. I guess that's his name. I don't watch Troll Hunters, so I don't know. And Jim with Armor from Troll Hunters as well. More TV shows. We're getting Buffy and the Faith 2-pack. The First Doctor from Doctor Who. And 11 from Stranger Things with the electrodes attached to her head. If you haven't seen it by now, we're getting another Pennywise from the new movie It. It's going to be FYE exclusive, and it's Pennywise basically looking all demonic, showing his teeth. Last but not least, we are getting Series 2. I just found this out today. Thank you, Trinity. Series 2 of the NHL Pops. Real quick, we're getting Johnny I can't even say it. Godaru from the Calgary Flames. You know what? Fuck all that. The only one you need to worry about is Pittsburgh Penguins, Evander Malkin. So, and I will be getting him to go with my Sidney Crosby. And that is it for sure. I didn't get no Funko Pops this week. No Funko Pops. I did get my $50 He-Man and the Masters of the Universe fucking book, though. We were getting the Faith, but we can't get God. Oh.
How is the book?
Hold that book up again. Let me present you. I wonder why. What's his name? Battle Cat's over there looking all majestic and royal and like, yeah, we about to throw down. But this cat over here, I can't remember Skeletor's cat's name. He's like, why are you riding me?
Panther. This book is fucking awesome. If you're a Masters of the Universe fan and are interested, there's like 3 of these. This one just focuses on the characters. Like, let's see here. It actually shows pictures of like the old toys and.
They have that many characters for that thick of a book, and they go over vehicles too.
It's this one is. Let me see here. I think it's characters. Characters. Come on, man. Artifacts, devices, and weapons. Factions, organizations, species, and races. Beasts, creatures, and monsters. And characters. Remember Snout Spout? Who remembers Snout Spout? Oh shit! I can't even hold this.
Oh, I remember Snout Spout.
Oh yeah. So yeah, pretty cool book. Let's see She-Ra. Seeking Nearman Comics wants to see She-Ra. So if anybody else has got some Funko Pops to show,
I have no
free.
Funko Pops. Jeremy, new Funko Pops?
Nope.
Paul, do you have any in your Asian kids' room?
No. I didn't get
some
any.
Skeletors.
Huey, you're far.
Skeletor. Where's She-Ra?
There's more than one Skeletor? There's different types of the character for the toy?
Here's a big She-Ra spread right here.
Oh, She-Ra spread?
Spread eagle, baby. She-Ra has a mullet. Am I? This actually covers the Masters of the Universe. There was so much Masters of the Universe we didn't know about. First, of course, the cartoon, the toys. UK had their World Pop Annuals. There's Masters of the Universe Classics from 2008. DC Comics Masters of the Universe. All kinds of stuff. So, if you're a fan, check it out. There's like 2 other books of these. One that reprints the Sunday newspaper strips, and another one that reprints all the comics. So.
Well, nobody else has any more Funko stuff to talk about.
She-Ra spread. Now we're talking JLS. Shut your Funko mouth.
Okay, we'll move on to Trinity Super Cinema. Go ahead there, Trinity.
All right. Let me hit this Share button. Bring this over.
Ooh, share it with
And
me.
I don't even know this was coming, but I saw this. This is our first look at Rami Malek from Mr. Robot as Freddie Mercury in a movie called Bohemian Rhapsody. Look at that.
I don't know who Rami Malek is.
He's the lead character in that show, Mr. Robot.
I don't watch that show either.
But you have to look him up. He's been in other stuff. I just can't. That's just what he's most known for right now. But that's a pretty spot on, like a casting right there, if you ask me. Or that in that picture.
Oh yeah, I've seen him in other stuff. Yeah, I can't think of anything, but yeah,
that doesn't even look like him to me.
looks like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. But I just
someone farted again.
Yeah,
No one.
We are very gassy over here.
We're old men. Leave us alone.
Old man, take a look at my life.
He played a night at the museum as Hotep or whatever.
Oh,
okay.
Good band.
Bubba Hotep. Bubba Hotep.
Hotep was
anyway.
great.
Bubba Hotep was great.
Mike's gonna like this next one that I got right here. A
Does that have to do
sequel.
with Jenna Jameson? Then yes, he will.
No, a sequel to 47 Meters Down is coming. It's called 48 Meters Down.
I'm gonna come out with the next movie. It's gonna be called 49 Meters Down. Okay, that's what's gonna be right now. Why go 48 when you can go 49? I just don't get it.
I'm breaking all y'all fools
Okay,
off. I'm going.
okay, Spinal Tap.
What's that?
That okay, Spinal Tap.
No, I was actually going off of 8-Minute Abs from Something About Mary.
Seeking Near
Near Mint Comics. That guy was gay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that picture was. I mean,
anyway, we'll go on. Suicide Squad 2 will be written and directed by Gavin O'Connor. And I don't even know who the guy is. I mean, I've heard the name, but I can't think of it right. Anyway, he did the Accountant for Warner Brothers. That was a good movie.
I think they need to have a whole new cast. They need to get rid of everybody, as far as I'm concerned.
They could everybody except Margot Robbie. They should keep her as Harley.
I don't even think she was good as Harley. That's my. The only reason they got her is because she's good looking.
I didn't really care for the movie, to be honest. I mean, I'm a DC guy, and I didn't like the movie.
I hated Will Smith.
Well, Will Smith didn't play Deadshot. He played Will Smith.
He played Will Smith dressed in Deadshot cosplay.
Yeah, pretty much.
What was you gonna say, Mike?
We could keep Harley's booty shorts in there.
No. Anyway, let's go ahead to this next one. Minka Kelly is Dove, and Alan Ritchson is Hawk in the Titans. So we have that Titans show's going to have Hawk and Dove in it.
Really?
Titans show?
Yeah.
On what
Who's
channel?
that chick?
It's going to be exclusive to that DC streaming service they got coming.
Who is this Minka?
I don't know. She did that that show with the robot cop or whatever.
Small Wonder?
No.
Lord have mercy.
I don't know why that happened. So, oh my goodness. Small.
See, it says will premiere in 2018 on DC
Oh my God.
online streaming service.
Sorry.
I don't know what she's been in. It seems like I've seen her in stuff before. This is going to be throwback, but you know who she looks like? She looks like that chick that was the foreign exchange student in that movie Summer School with Mark Harmon in it.
Oh wow, that Italian chick with the big boobs.
Yes.
The one that was like, we gotta show Texas Chainsaw Massacre in her honor.
That's a throwback movie too, man. I haven't seen that forever.
Almost Human was the TV show.
I ain't placing that. This guy right here, I know a lot of people were wanting him for Shazam in the Shazam movie, but that's out the window now. He was in that Blue Mountain State show.
Why can't we get John Cena as Shazam?
Oh,
Well,
God.
we're probably going to get that. That's a lot of speculation, yes, but I'm not going to touch that. But the only other last bit of news that I have, not even really news, it's just I wanted to see who saw it and what they thought of it. And if you hadn't seen it, no spoilers for the people that hadn't seen it, but just if you've seen the movie, tell us what you thought about it in the chat. I personally saw it and I loved it.
I know it's a really long book, and see, I saw the miniseries when it came out. In late '80s, early '90s, with John Ritter and John Boy from Waltons.
Yeah. Dude,
But
I forgot John Ritter was in the original. I was like, John Ritter wasn't in that. Then when I got to thinking about it, I was like, yeah, he was too.
Yeah, and the old one. I mean, I know it's a really long book. So how were they able to cram it into? How long was it? An hour and a half? 2 hours long.
Well, just to preface it, this is not the whole thing. This is just the kid part.
Oh, okay, so this isn't when they're adults. This is when they beat it as a child at their kids. Okay.
Yeah. And part two, they will cast the adults and then go from there. But the kid that plays Mike in Stranger Things is in this movie, and he steals the show.
Then you see they have the whole cast from Stranger Things in there.
Well, the cast was awesome. The Losers Club was amazing in this show. These kid actors, man. And Aimhigh just said Tim Curry is Pennywise. Yeah, I agree, but this version is not that version of Pennywise. This is the one out of the more book, which is more creepy and just, you know how Tim Curry had that campy, jokey kind of clown to him. This is not that kind of a clown. This is the creepy, and you just, I don't know, man. You'll see when you go see it. There's parts of that movie that made me feel uneasy. And yeah, but I loved it. I come out of it loving it, and I love the original. But where the other one pulled its punches, this one does not.
Well, the other one was made for TV too, though, so it couldn't go as. I think it was even on ABC, so it couldn't go nearly as dark as what it could for a rated R movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I look forward to see it. I don't know if I'll see it in the theater. I may see it when it comes out on Blu-ray, but.
This is worth seeing in the theater, man. If you can get it to especially when it's not like a bunch of people talking in the theater.
Yeah.
I want to see it again because there was some people right behind me that were talking, and my sister and brother-in-law went with me, and they were sitting on the other side of the theater, and there was somebody in front of them that was crunching food real loud, and so like. And our movie theater isn't the best in the world. It's kind of old, but we'd have to drive like an hour each way to go see it in a better theater. So we went here to see it, and like I said, I loved it. And if you go to a Regal cinema, they give you a collectible ticket. And you post a picture with your ticket on social media and use the hashtags that they give you on there, and they enter you to win a prize pack. So,
anybody else have any comments on it? Want to see it? Yay or nay?
Maybe.
Trust me, Mike. Go see it.
Okay, so any more news there? Or is that it, Jeremy?
That's it for me.
Aimhigh said he's going out tonight to put red balloons around the sewer grates around town.
You're gonna get shot.
So we still have
Can you guys see me, or is it still sharing my screen?
No, we see you. So real quick, I thought we got a little bit of time left. Just kind of go over what we're watching. I mean, Jeremy was talking about going to see it. Maybe what we're watching on TV or movies or anything like that. We've seen this, or since last time we had a show. How about you, Paul? Anything new you've been watching or rewatching or anything?
I'm rewatching Person of Interest. I had
Nice.
watched like the first season, and then I lost track of it, so I went back and I've started watching that again.
How far are you into it? Because I stopped watching like ways into it. I lost it, but I want to go back and finish it.
I think I'm about halfway through season 3.
Okay. I think how many seasons is it?
7, I think.
Yeah. See, I think I stopped on like 5, but that's
How
the one
about-
with Jim Caviezel in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
How about you, Mike? Anything you've watched recently? I know you've been on Game of Thrones kick.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
as you guys know, I was on vacation last week, and me and my wife needed something to do. She was on vacation too, so we found the first season of Game of Thrones for real cheap, and we bought that and plowed through that, and bought season 2 and plowed through that, and I am now on season 3. So I've been watching Game of Thrones finally, and then usually I watch like a sitcom on Netflix for when I go to sleep, and I've been watching How I Met Your Mother or whatever the fuck that show is with Neil Patrick Harris.
Mm.
And I just bought Destiny 2 yesterday for the PS4, so I'll be playing the hell out of that once I get a little time off.
You'll be spending so much money on your time off. You won't can't have any more time off.
I know, right? You know what? They didn't pay me for my vacation. I was pissed when I came back to work. That's a whole nother story. So,
How about you, Jeremy? Anything you've been watching?
how I found your mom.
I've been watching the new show that's on Salvation. It's got I can't think of the guy's name, but he plays in Hawaii Five-0. He's like the Japanese guy that his family's into the Yakuza. It's got him in it, and it's got a couple other people in it. It's about this asteroid finna hit Earth. It's a TV show.
It's finna?
What? Yeah, it's finna hit Earth. And they're trying to stop it. It's got that. I've been watching that. I've been watching this new show on FX called Snowfall, about how crack cocaine was made. Like how that became a big thing.
It was made in New Jack City.
It was Nino Brown, son, evermore. Nino and Pookie. I not really nothing off the top of my head that I can think of right now that I'm binging. I'm waiting on Punisher. Just like everybody else, I think. So
Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. That to come. I've been watching The Strain. This is the last season of The Strain. And,
anybody watch that Van Helsing show? That
No.
chick Van Helsing?
Okay, so my wife and I have been going back and rewatching Game of Thrones from the beginning. We're on season 2 right now, like episode 3, I think. I've been rewatching Sons of Anarchy. I've just got into season 5 of that, so that's been pretty cool. I think we're going to start watching Ink Master again too. I think it's supposed to be on Hulu here pretty soon.
I just finished watching. I rewatched Sons of Anarchy from start to finish about a month ago.
Don't they got a Sons of Anarchy spinoff coming?
They're supposed to be having a prequel, or I don't know, a prequel, but about the Mayans.
Yeah. Mayans, yeah.
Which I don't know. The Mayans weren't really some of my favorite characters, so I'll have to probably check it out and see if it's something I'm interested in doing. But yeah, we have Stranger Things, Walking Dead's coming up, Punisher's coming up, so we got looks like a good fall coming up for TV shows. So that's all I've been watching. So we'll go ahead and bounce it out of here. And Paul, with you, any shout-outs, last minute things you want to say before we get out of here?
Just my usual shout out to everybody in the chat. You're the reason why we do the show. We love having you here. You know, we'd probably be doing this without you offline, but it's much more fun with everybody in the chat and the interaction in the chat. So keep showing up. We'll keep doing it.
Mike?
A couple new subscribers. We got the Comic Holics channel, and that's They actually channel is in their name. So, new subscriber of mine, and I just want to say congrats to Alfred83 Comics. He's doing his 100 sub contest right now, which I entered. I think he's at like 150 now. So, and a special shout out to the 6 people left in the chat room here. I know Aim High, Seeking Nearman Comics, Wolf and Fox, 77, Jason Smith, and the rest of you guys. So
yeah, get a wall cling back there, Paul. Put a Spider-Man. Put something up that there.
Well,
Nova.
this was my kid's bedroom before we turned it into the office, so we've got a Little Mermaid poster over there.
Nice, Ariel, love it.
She's hot.
And I've got. Let's see what else we got. We got Batman.
Oh yeah, this Batman 608, the second print.
And then there's a Marvel one there and a Minecraft one there.
Jeremy, how about
on the
you?
walls.
I want to give a huge shout out to the Doom 143 who hooked me up with this awesome McFarlane SIG on my Spawn #1. He's also, I want to give a shout out to Doom for what he's doing right now. He's selling some comics on YouTube, and all the proceeds he's going to donate to the hurricane relief, and his company that he works for is actually matching every dollar that somebody donates, that works for them donates. So every dollar that he donates, he's donating all of the proceeds. So far, he's raised up like $300 and something, I think, last time I checked, and his company's going to match that. So that's like $680 going to be going to the relief. And I know it's not just Texas. I know we got some folks in Florida that's going to be hit hard. My pastor's family lives in Florida. We're praying for all of them, praying for everybody that's affected, especially Texas. I know Strictly Comics did a video of going around and showing the flooding and stuff in Houston, and it's pretty eye-opening. And I know a lot of people when Katrina came through that all the attention went to New Orleans, but Biloxi was almost destroyed. And they kept calling us the landmass in between Alabama, I think it was. Something, I don't know. Anyway, shout out to Doom for that. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Alex, the Comic Corridor, for being awesome. Anyway, I'm rambling. Shout out to Mike for his Farm Fresh hat. Shout out to everybody.
How about to me for make sure your comics weren't bent?
Oh my God, yeah. So I'm gonna let Dave tell this story because I almost had a heart attack.
I'll tell you what. I'll post a picture of it on the Facebook page with a little story on. That way, we're not going to go here. That way, you can actually see the picture on what I had done to you. So, my shout out is not for anybody on YouTube. It's actually a podcast that I listen to. They're a pretty good group of guys. They've been doing it for about a year now. They're called the Long Box Crusade. Just those antiques. I built this, by the way. So just to let you know, I built that train hutch. You can see the video of it on my YouTube channel. So Long Box Crusade, what they do is they usually pick a book out from their long box from when they were kids. They actually read it. They look at the articles inside, what they would choose from the articles if they were a kid again. What page they would pick if they could pick one piece of the comic and have it for a piece of art, what they choose. So it's Pat Sampson, Jared, and Jason Albrecht. Pretty cool show. I love listening to them on the way to work. So definitely check those guys out if you're into podcasts. And the other thing I got to, of course, go check us out on Facebook. Check out the story of Trinitys Holy Crushed Package. We'll post that up there. And
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Can you touch your wood again?
Touch my.
Oh yeah.
Ooh,
faster or rougher?
He's stroking his wood.
So the last thing I wanted to say before we close out of here tonight is, all the people that are still down in Florida right now, with Irma coming through. JLS said he's bunkered down. He's got all his stuff. He's trying to hold it out there. So all I can say is keep your family safe and your comics dry. And so with that, guys, we'll go ahead and catch you later. I'll be here next week, and after that, I will be gone for about a month and a half. So we'll see you guys next week. Later, guys.
Later.